husbands and men in long-term relationships, this is going to be a scary show. All right. This is going to be a scary show for you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, and welcome to another edition of the Senate Podcast. I'm your host, Neil. Joined as always with my brother from another mother, and your host, Derek.
Yeah.
And also, we are joined by the doctor, Carrie Ann Pierre. What's going on? What's going on? Happy New Year is a special edition, people, 2026.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We are recording this on the
Happy New Year to
first.
both of you and to
Thank you very much.
all. How many of us subscribers we got? How many subscribers we got now, Neil?
720 as of January 1st.
Shout to all 720 people subscribe to each channel.
Yeah.
Big up yourself for 2026.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. So we are here. How y'all doing, man? Let's say, Derek call this special New Year's Day. So what's going on?
Well, I can tell you what's going on. This is what's going on here, right? Big up our man Philip, one of our subscribers. Philip very often calls us prophets, right? Calls us prophets. He said that we see things when he's sure, and then this come to pass, right? So what we're gonna do, we are going to watch a clip, Neil, from 2 years ago. And why I calling the doc for this show? Because she was on that show 2 years ago. So let me watch this clip number 1. We're gonna watch this clip, and then we can come back, right?
What's the content?
I do have content. I went to the treasure trove that is TikTok.
Lord.
TikTok be wilding. So I have a lady here. She's sitting in her dining room. Oh, let me just hear what she gonna say, man.
If your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce, you're not a bad person. So don't let guilt get the best of you. You're not doing him any favors by staying. If anything, you're actually going to start building up resentment. Your relationship doesn't have to be toxic to validate your feelings of wanting to leave. Think of it this way. If he's a good guy, he deserves to be happy. That means he deserves to be with somebody who values him and wants him just the way he is. If that's not you, you gotta let him go. He may not see it like this right now, but you're doing both of you a favor.
You're lost, boss.
So the man don't do nothing wrong. He don't cheat on you. He not leaving you out on the street. You know, you are, for all intents and purposes, you're kept.
Yeah.
But if you feel like you're just bored with the marriage, it's time to go and you're just doing him a favor so he can find another good. Okay, all right, yeah.
You are not about what she said. You're not a bad person
You're not a bad person. Don't feel
for
guilty
wanting to
No.
leave, and you don't need valid. The woman said, a relationship does not have to be toxic to validate your decision and desire to get a divorce.
Just left. If you
Just
feel
left,
like
yeah. Just
Do
leave.
what you feel like.
but I said something like that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Do what?
Big up, boss. How you feel, man?
Do what you feel like doing.
So, Neil, Dr. Kerry, that was 2 years ago. Only a few days ago, a mutual friend of all of ours sent me a clip, and they said to him, this is going to become a trend. And when they say a few days ago, it don't mean 50 years ago. No, I mean, literally,
Last
like,
year.
Sunday, Monday, and so the man sent me this clip, right? And then I had a whole other set that come forward. So let's watch clips 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me watch them.
It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it. Like, and not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. Like, I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just, like, not thinking that I made the right decision. Like, and I have a good man. I do. And that's not the point. The point is, it's like, you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. and this could be even to a good man, like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it, like, at all. I've always had a dream of, like, getting out of my hometown, like, city, and moving on, like, moving forward, like life is supposed to be experience, like,
Experience.
we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling, and I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life, like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not
enough.
worth it.
It's not enough.
Not, like, it's always gonna be best to just, like, be alone. And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're gonna be alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like, imagine living a fairy tale and it's nothing like you imagine it. You're living your literal fairy tale and it's not what you want. It's not what you want. Even if you think that you want it, even if it's exactly what you dreamed of, it's still just, I don't know.
No. Remember, I tell you this thing is this is a thing. Because remember Ayesha Curry, only a couple months ago, late last year, because we're in 2026, we got 2026. But remember only a couple days ago, well, a couple months ago, Ayesha Curry said pretty much the same thing. Yeah. You know, we like to see life and do life and, you know, all them other things.
Yeah.
But check this one. This one is a new trend, right? So let me watch clip number 3. Thinking my marriage would eventually be over. Pause for February so we can read it.
Living practically like roommates with my husband while clinging to distractions and avoiding accountability.
Right. So January, she was thinking about if she married or not. So let's move on to March, right? Right. And pause for March. What we got for March? Struggling with workplace racism while BPD episode took over. Yeah, BPD being, you know, that bipolar stuff.
Bipolar disorder.
Yeah. Lasting almost 2 months, right? Now, this is critical because that is going to be the thing behind which she can hide, you know. Can't necessarily argue with, you know, medical conditions and all that. So, push forward again, going to April, right? April, realizing survival wasn't growth, but still ignoring it in therapy. Smoking to cope and just trying to be a good mom. No, this lady has children. Right? She has children. There are children in the mix. So let's consider that, right? We go forward to May. So May started dating someone new and smiles felt easy, but inside they felt uncomfortable and unsure. Please note, in January she said what? That she didn't think her marriage.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Her marriage. This chick is married. But in May, 5 months hence, she says she started dating someone new. All right. Stay.
Hold on. I just want to interject real quick. It's interesting how she showed the child but below the new lover. So protecting the new lover, but the child, anybody can see.
Not the child.
Fair game. Child is fair game.
Fair game.
Right?
Okay.
All right. Let's push forward. Let's go to June. June. Even when my marriage, yes, we're back to that, felt like it was failing. I wonder why. Because we were dating somebody new in May. All right. The conviction of stepping outside of it hit me for the first time. Yeah, can we go forward? What comes after June, July? Let's go forward. And recovering from BPD, here it is again, symptoms, stopped taking antidepressants after nearly 5 years. Now we are July, right? July. 7 months. And we've seen a train wreck so far. Right? This is what this looks like to me. You know, Doc, you're the qualified physician on staff here. Man, you can tell me what you see, but I see a train wreck, right? Let's push forward. Let's see what August brings. Choosing obedience over desire. Realize that some freedoms come at too high a cost. So it seems as if, you know, we are having some kind of contrition, some kind of reconciliation or stuff like that.
Right.
So let's go forward after August comes September. Let's see what September brings now. Grieving the version of life I had to leave, mourning both the choices I made and the person I had become. Now, one thing I have to say about these ladies is they're always very flowery and poetic.
I was just about to say, this is Shakespearean.
Yeah, you know,
Oh, Jesus.
it's a whole lot of nothing, right?
Mhm.
But she's, you know, grieving the version of the person she had to leave and all that stuff. So let's see what happens in October. Discharge from therapy, quit smoking, learning what I am without chaos, discovering strength and clarity in the quiet moments. Please note, folks, at the beginning of the year, January, she was involved with a husband, right? And I want you to consider that this is 10 months of her husband having to walk her through this kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what November brings. We soon to the end of the year. Poor fellow hopefully get a little respite by December, right? Staying committed to our marriage, praise the Lord, embracing grace and off dating apps for good.
Mm-hmm.
Why the dating app when you are married?
Hey, man. It be like that sometimes,
These are
man.
things that people want to know, right? Let me see December. Still becoming, but finally anchored, at peace with where I am and who I am becoming.
Flowery.
Flowery at
Flowery.
best, right?
At best. Flowery at
Yes.
best.
That is our language. Yes, I know it. I know it well.
Right, as this is Shakespearean, you know,
Yes.
right? So that poor guy, I'm big to that man, a true husband, my man sticking there and endure that day 10 months of fighting without back and forth with somebody who just say, you know, man, I ain't really know if I want to be here or not.
Mm-hmm.
This one wishy-washy kind of thing. But there was another lady who decided, you know what? I know for sure I don't want to be there. Let me just roll out. Let's watch clip number 4.
I ended my engagement and today I'm moving out. There wasn't any betrayal. He didn't cheat or anything. Honestly, I just changed my mind. Sometimes clarity comes quietly. And choosing yourself doesn't always need a big explanation. But my village, the women in my life are so amazing. They've shown up for me in more ways than one, helping me pack, sitting with me, praying for me, making a hard transition feel lighter just by being there. I'm so grateful for community, for having people who hold you up when you're stepping into something new. So here I am, closing this chapter, putting pieces of my old life into storage and stepping into a new season. I don't know exactly what the future holds, but I am excited. I feel at peace and I'm ready for what's next in the new year.
That was here the other day, right? New season, all the lovely poetic terms that these use these days, you know, and more drama and choosing myself and all them kind of things, right? But she got roasted in the comments when people saw that she posted this trite. So then she had to come out, of course, and do the little backpedaling. So let's hear what she has to say in the next 2 clips, 5 and 6. Right? If you're about to put them together, let's hear what she has to say in 5 and then what 6.
I ended my engagement. I have been debating sharing this with the internet. I always said that I was never going to be the kind of influencer that only shares the good parts of my life. I've been able to build a platform because I'm authentic. It's really important for me to own my narrative instead of letting people assume and start rumors. Ending my engagement was the hardest thing I think I've ever had to do in my entire life. It's really not the breakup itself that's hard, but it's also having to like break up with the idea of the future that you planned and grieving that too. And at this big age, 31 years old, it feels like your clock is ticking faster and faster. I think that if sharing my story helps just one person, then it's worth it. I was trying so hard to make it work. Eventually, trying to make it work felt exhausting. It literally took me accepting the hard truth that I tried to ignore. Now, the moment I accepted that and said it out loud, I felt so much relief and honestly freedom. Not because I didn't care. I was finally listening to myself. Now I have to start over, rebuild myself, move out. It's scary. There's a lot of uncertainty, but that's also kind of the beauty in all of this. I get to start over. I am doing my best and I'm figuring it out one day at a time. So that's my truth. Love you. Bye.
Boy, this is
That's her truth, man. That's her truth.
This is a kahobla crush right here, boy.
That is her truth.
I don't understand why you guys going on so hostile though. These are I guess because I know the sensibility. I know what happens at that age and the different age and stages. Having spoken to older women, going where my brackets and then experiencing the 30s and whatnot. A lot of this is follow fashion, right? A lot of these women it's a trend. You following what you see your friend doing. Oh, this friend get married at 28. I have to jump and get married at 28, right? Oh, this friend is on her second baby by 31. I have to have my baby by 31 too. And it goes and goes and goes. And men sometimes get caught in there and the men are the collateral damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
And then a lot of us know the reality of these things. Children come about and the children subsequently become external collateral, elements of damage too. You said flowery language, but this is a language that has been given to us, right? Even in the spaces I navigate as a woman, going to different women's circles, book clubs, and all this kind of stuff, we talk about the seasons of our lives, the stages and phases, as I call them, the blooming and the growing and the glowing up. Those are all the words we use.
Choosing yourself and all them things.
Choosing myself.
Becoming.
This is my truth. I am becoming. All these things are part of our narrative based on, again, the social context in which we're navigating. So nothing here is new. What I will say is that it is disappointing because both women... Not surprising, no. Both women so far are speaking to things that a lot of women go through, but don't talk about for fear of shame, fear of losing some level of security, whatever it may be. But there is just like there is a weight to being a man, a Black man in society, there is a weight to being a woman of color and Black woman in society too.
I love the fact that you brought in a bit of a racial component because guess what? The Black people going through this here. The Caucasians, the complected are in this thing. So let me come down now to the clip that's supposed to go between 6 and 7. And let's watch that because the lighter complected are in the game as well.
I get asked all the time why my last relationship didn't work. I was engaged for about 2 years. We were together for 5 years total. And wow, I changed a lot in that time. I grew so much, and the individual that I was with was one of the most stable and consistent people I've ever known, but it was to a detriment. He did not have a growth mindset, and he was very comfortable living the life that he was living. And I wanted growth. I don't really have anything terrible to say, except the fact that he made me stop my job that I was growing on.
The level of delusion that these OnlyFans girls have. To make a whole ass video talking about how she left a good man because he didn't have a growth mindset like she did, and how he held her back in her career. When in reality, this was a guy that had a basic level of morals and integrity, and he simply didn't want to be with someone who wanted to sell naked videos and pictures of themselves on the internet. But somehow in her mind, that meant he is complacent because he didn't want to sell his soul for money. He was not growth-minded enough to be with her. The power of the human mind truly has no limits. Stay strong, kings.
The power of the human mind truly has no limit.
I wonder if I could jump in. Can I jump in?
I want you to jump in, but I don't want you to jump in. I don't want you to jump in yet. I don't want you to jump in yet.
Go ahead.
I didn't want the doctor to jump in, but she gave me a nice little segue, so I took that and I ran with it because I want to load the triggering first and then one time, right? Clip number 7 for.
Oh Lord! Oh!
This is significant. Why is this significant, Neil? Let's hear you, oh Lord, and already. You know why this is significant. Doc, you may not know, but this clip was sent to me, and apparently, this lady is from right here
in Barbados.
Sure. But when they say, Neil, that these things don't happen but here, and we make up things, we talk bear jump. These things not happening. The social media is influencing us.
Yeah.
Strong. We got so many American things going on. You won't believe. So let's watch clip number 7. Right? Let's watch that.
This can be rough. This can be rough for me. All right, let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December.
Wait.
So what we gonna do, right? In case anybody missed it, right? This is her 2025 dating, right? In January, she got engaged. In February, she broke the engagement. In March, she got engaged to another person and married, I assume, that person. In May, she was still married. In June, she was still married. But, 3 months later, she was separated. In July, the divorce began. In August, she was single. By September, she was dating back in the dating streets. By October, in a relationship by November, and madly in love by December.
Whew. Whenever you're ready for me,
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. I'm gonna let you go now.
Now, first, let me start, ladies and gentlemen. This is 2026, so I am gonna start from the start. Let's start with the ladies that ended their marriage or were going through crisis in their marriages. We had a woman in a car, right? Then we had the
I remember her. You guys had her on here before.
Yeah. The woman in the car, right?
Yeah.
And then we had another woman in the car, and then we had another woman there, so doing makeup, something mundane, and giving life advice and influence, right? And then there, show the white lady from the Caucasus Mountains. That's her truth, and she's selling OnlyFans, and she doing whatever she doing. But the man too stable and things like that. She want growth, right? But the man too stable, right? And he doesn't have a growth mindset. And then we come all the way back down now to this lady here. So who I've seen on social media a few times pop up on my feed. And she is, I don't know her. I don't know what she got going on. She seems very trying to be as politically correct as possible, but she looks like she's mining for ore. I'll just leave it like that.
Now I ain't saying she a gold digger.
I find it funny that a lot of women want experiences and they don't want marriage. A lot of women convince themselves that they want marriage. They even fall in love and say that they're in love and decide to get married when a man proposes. Shoot, I believe sometimes the rush of emotions get to men. I mean to women, sorry. Rush of emotion gets to women. Man gets down on one knee, maybe some activity going on, people around, fireworks. What? Who knows, right? They believe it's a rom-com. They're the star. Use Meg Ryan. Tom Hanks just get on one knee, propose to you. The music swells. Yes, I do. Happily ever after. However, happily ever after. Scene. Happily ever after, though, is hard, gritty, grimy, stable, boring, mundane work. Right? It is. You create your own experiences within the framework you've chosen. I'll just leave it like that. It is simple and plain. I think a lot of people get into these relationships and these marriages believing that it is always going to be trips and dinner dates and being flued out and jewelry and expensive gifts and this constant high of new experiences or repackaged experience that really give you a high, right? When really and truly it is not. Even in some cases where you are a kept woman, right? You're a kept woman. Because let me be honest, right? Some of these women are kept. The men have the means to take care of them how they would want to be taken care of, but it still is not enough. Why? Because you always, gentlemen, you always are going to be chasing her high, her wants and flippant needs and desires. You are going to be chasing that constantly. So if it ain't a trip to Ibiza, it's going to be a new Rolex. If it ain't a new Rolex, it's going to be a a new crystal from someplace. If it ain't that, it is a dinner at a new swanky restaurant or just up there. If that is not that, it's a new Mercedes. You constantly chasing a high. You chasing an insatiable hunger, a need to feel validated and to feel as if they are appreciated from materialistic things and experiences. I think it is sad because at the end of the day, you're taking advantage of men. I'm not going to say good men, but men that want to provide. And we have been hearing this message for the last 5 years, especially. Women want providers. Women want men to have the 6666, and we constantly providing and constantly reassuring and constantly, right? But ladies, it is as simple as men are stability. Men are constant. And that consistent routine, the discipline, and consistent that routine, that discipline, it is going to be boring. It is going to be mundane. It is going to look as if there's no growth mindset. It is going to look as if it is stagnation. That's what it's going to look like. But really and truly, it is the man who, having created a life for himself and the successes that he have had to give you the life that he has afforded you, he has had to be consistent and do those things to be where he is. As a matter of fact, I posit to y'all here that if he had the flippantness and the chaos of a woman, well, that's two hands in the hand house. And you're not going to see that person and respect that man as a man. Because you want the masculine, you want everything that the masculine provides, but you want to pick and choose the parts of masculinity you want to discard, right? You want to say toxic masculinity is he doesn't have a growth mindset. Toxic masculinity is he often spends time in his man cave. Toxic masculinity is that he has no vision. He is archaic in his thoughts and me selling feet pics on OnlyFans, right? It's constantly something that he has to measure up to. And this is why it is a problem when women, to put women as the prize solely and only is where you run yourself into ruin, gentlemen. Because what ends up happening is you are always going to be feeding this prize. You're going to always be acquiescing to this prize. You're going to always be trying to keep this prize on the pedestal. And dare I say you go off these guide rails, it's problems. Gentlemen, you got to be careful. I'm not speaking to the ladies in this one. Ladies, you gotta figure out yourselves. Y'all are doing what y'all are y'all. That's the chaos of the woman, as the doctors often
What we're built to do.
You just have to channel it into what is meaningful or what makes sense, not for your personal gratification and experiences. The chaos of, and I can let the doc speak to that when I'm finished, about the chaos of a woman and how it benefits society and relationships, right? But when you have an untapped or unchecked chaos and you just run with whatever thought comes into your brain, you have situations where you moving out because you had enough, for the man had a growth mindset, or you think that you with somebody that don't make sense. This is a problem. So gentlemen, in 2026 and beyond, this is where you have to do what you have to do, as a man. Take care of yourself, get in the gym, get your success up, do what you got to do for you. And if a woman comes in, she has to fit into your program. And she has to sign on to your program. And if she decides, for whatever reason, you may have missed you may not have vetted properly, you may have misjudged something, and she decides that she's going to leave you, or she's unsure about you, or she decides to change her mind, or whether she's not within her right to do that. But you have to dust yourself off and try again, like Aaliyah says. You have to go about in them streets, move with that level of intent, and find that woman that is willing to share a life with you. Not for what you can bring and what you can provide. And when I say provide, I don't mean just a roof over your head and bills paid. Because in a lot of these situations here, it comes down to they are not being fed. They're not being fulfilled in the way that they want. Their chaos is rabbiting all over the place, and it has them crying, I don't know if I want to be with this man or whatever. Because the man's simple, the man plain, the man low maintenance. The man goes to lunch and dinner at fancy restaurants for you. The man flies you out for you. The man buys you your Mercedes for you. The man buys you a new house for you, gives you money to start your business for you, because he sees pleasure in pleasing you. The man is not doing this because it benefits him, his life in any tangible way other than peace of mind, or so he's hoping. And he don't even get that because the man providing even get peace of mind, because you up and decide to move out. Right?
There you go.
So in my mind, I think this is a lesson for both men and women, men particularly. This is just the gambling and how it is in the day in the streets in 2025. Last night, me and my wife, we went to an event, or years night. We had a conversation about that. It's gritty, grimy, dirty, mundane work. That's it. That's growing together is constantly remembering and reassuring each other that you've chosen each other. And that comes in washing dishes. That comes in asking how was your day. That comes in foot rubs. That comes in monthly check-ins, planning goals. You understand what I mean? It comes into the small, simple things. Because if you're constantly chasing a high, you're in a different and a crack at it. Use a
The
fiend.
thing about it, right, Neil, is that there got to be reciprocation, right?
Oh, Lord, no.
I suspect.
Big word, Derek.
She's on bread, no. Oh, Lord, no.
All right, let me break it down. It's a give or take.
No. It's not the word itself, you know. It's the concept you're bringing up.
Right.
This is a hard. This is gonna be a hard ball here, rolling.
People are there with me, right? You gotta be give and take, right? And I think a lot of the problems come because I suspect a lot of these men just giving, and men need to be careful because it is very easy, as you said, Neil, because you keep giving and giving, because you get pleasure from seeing that person, seeing them happy. Right? Making them happy makes you happy, that kind of thing. And a lot of men get caught up in that particular kind of dynamic. And then they end up wondering, well, why this like this? Why you end up holding it by? And I want to caution me at this point, because a lot of them women, the common thread for a lot of them women was like, yeah, this is good man. They're bold enough to say it. Yeah, this is good man.
These are good men, right?
I just was about it. Mama say I just changed my mind. I ain't feeling it no more. And then the man left now, literally, because we've had friends like this in this particular position who like, I still can't figure out. I do all I could. I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. Gone 3 years, they can't figure out why. I caution you, man, that many times a lot of the women you meet are broken before they get to you.
Oh, yes.
They are so comfortable in dysfunction that when they get function, them can't function.
Can't process it. Can't process it.
Can't process it. Right?
That is a fact.
So then you end up with these situations with these women come in. A woman cry there, she crying. Well, she didn't cry, but no water goes. She
not one yet.
She didn't crying. This 7 years, she didn't know if it worth it, and this, and next, and third. And then when the man go along and you here so scrambling, it's problems. Because Neil, again, this show is prophetic. Right? The show is prophetic. Only a couple months ago, I think it's about months now, we said on this show, so we aired this clip.
I said, it's interesting that these days, that women got all the choices available to them. They're more miserable than ever, they're complaining more than ever. And a good friend of ours came in the comment section and said the part I didn't say. Arranged marriages, it was all this here.
No.
But no, Neil, here's the thing, Neil. We know how this is, because life always, that's the good thing about life. History gives us the answers. We just gotta go back and look at them, right?
So I would have said that in reference to Vivica Fox, right? In the Christmas edition, right? We'll shoot that last week. Right. Last week. So it ain't far. I thought it was months. Last week. We talked about Vivica and we said, history gives us lessons and observable realities. And I get some more in the next couple of days. Let's watch clip number 9, folks. This is Tamar Braxton. Let's hear what she has to say.
All right, Tamar. All right, let's get it in. Let me see. Come on, Lord. Let's get it in 3, 2, 1.
My current love life status is absolutely ridiculous. There's nothing happening. I don't have a roster. I'm very disappointed in myself. Yeah.
How do you not have a roster?
I don't know what happened. Like, I used to have a lot of suitors. What happened? Everybody's outside now.
So what happened?
I'm outside with everyone else.
Do you have, maybe you have different standards now, as you should? Is there different, you're looking for someone different? What is on your list of qualities you expect and demand in a suitor?
My list is not very long. I'm sorry, it's quite disappointing. Been outside a little too long. No, I'm just looking for my person and my partner, and that's it. We just have to click and check all the boxes, and it's not a long list of boxes, but I just want to find my person and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that short list, what are the checklists? What are we looking for?
The number one thing, we have to start very basic. I'm looking for a nice guy.
Yeah.
And the one.
A nice guy.
The nice
and
guy
it
who's
clicks.
the one.
Who's the one? So that is interesting. So you're not dating a ton. You're open
I'm
to
not dating at all.
But you're open
Which
to
is
it.
ridiculous. Everybody thinks I'm dating everybody. I'm not dating at all.
But you're open to dating?
I'm very open to dating. Yeah.
So what have you learned about yourself in this phase we're in this era we're in?
That I don't want to share. I want exclusivity. And that's not what's happening outside in these streets. And so I'm on prep and I'm at home.
Nice her. She's on prep, right?
But before you go there, I have to make mention to it, right? You realize that the older you get, and the more you want somebody, the shorter and shorter the list is get, and the more realistic it get.
All of a sudden, I just want a nice guy.
I just want this guy.
Yeah, and I'm like, what does that even constitute? What does that mean?
But it comes full circle now to what we talking about here tonight. Because you get the nice guy, and
then you leave.
Your untamed chaos kicks in. You say, well, that's it.
Here's the thing. She had the guy Vince. I think his last name is Herbert. Vince Herbert. I think he's a artist manager and stuff like that.
Okay.
They were together, and he was pushing her in one direction. He couldn't contain with the chaos. They had to go in separate ways. Had another guy, David Adefeso, Harvard grad and stuff like that. They were together. That didn't work out. He had a call to get you from trying to delete yourself and all that kind of thing, right? Again, as you said, that untamed chaos, right?
Yeah.
Speaking subject to correction, we can't remember the details. The details are a little foggy.
Oh.
Them details ain't very important. What's important is what she's saying. At this point, is she like at 50 plus? She just want a nice guy. And she had nice guys before, right? Right? She had nice guys before. So Claudia Jordan, let me tell you what went down. She was on a podcast recently and when asked, about her dating life, she too, much like Tamar before her, said, yeah, there ain't really nothing going on. And she wished that somebody had told her that as she got older, there'd be less and less options available to her to date. Right? And then said the market is undefeated. Who that sound like to you? The market.
She was on podcast. Maybe how she.
Kevin Samuels, Neil, is undefeated, even from the grave. They can't beat Kevin Samuels with a stick, right? Because the reality of this thing, Neil, is that this is more science than we want to admit. This isn't a guesswork thing, this is science, right? You got observable realities based on a number of determining factors. This ain't hard. As you get older, less and less men are interested. Naturally. This in the case of misogyny. This in the case of sexism. This in the case of chauvinism. None of them things. They said that they took a survey one time. Men from 18 years old up to 90 all found women most attractive around the age of 23. So when you push and going up at double that there, obviously the number of options available to you is going to shrink. This is a case on the flip side. Let me put it on the flip side so that people can understand that this is just how people is operate. I was having a conversation with my brother-in-law and a friend of mine last night. Jason said there are no ugly millionaires.
Not one.
There are no ugly millionaires. You could be short, fat, rotten to your mouth. If you got enough money,
somebody take that job work.
Somebody can deal with you. Somebody will deal with you. They will only deal with you as far as your money will stretch, but somebody will deal with you. So that is Tamar Braxton. That's Claudia Jordan. Let me watch clip number 11 because they happen in the ordinary women in the street too. So let's hear what this woman has to say.
I never thought that I would be 43 and never been married, not engaged, not a prospect, not nothing. And I now understand those church ones. Now that my daughter's in college, my son lives with his dad, I'm the only one here. And I work all day and I come home to a peaceful house. You see people's marriages, and I'm an Uber driver. I'm taking couples on dates and all of that good stuff. I had a guy in my car today that was surprising his wife and taking her to Italy and Paris. And I was just like, like, it's not about the things that he said. It's about the fact that he loves his wife. And I was just like, dang, was I like a terrible person in a former life? Like, was I horrible in my youth? Like, how come I'm not lovable? I've had men tell me that they love me, and I've had guys say they wanted to marry me, all of that good stuff, but I'm still single. And I come home alone. And I understand that I have the Lord. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, that doesn't stop the fact that I understand those church women now. I understand when a fine man walk in, it's every woman for herself. It's not a good feeling to be older and you see people around you celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th anniversary, and you're like, yeah, I haven't made it more than 6 months.
No.
You know,
you go, dog. You go, dog. You, if you have something to say, because
go ahead.
Go ahead, dog.
Again, I feel that there is so many thoughts going at once. Time and place, right? There's a time and place for everything. And if you desire to be a manager, you work with the intention and you attain manager status, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you desire to be a Formula One race car driver, you do what you have to do, formulate the discipline, go and do your racing. If you desire to be a mother, do what you do.
And she did that.
Right? Do that.
Twice. She did that twice.
Did that twice. If you desire to be a wife, there is the Bible. Because if you say you have the Lord, it is written as to how to be a wife in the good book.
Boy, dog.
It is written, right?
That is hard, boy. That's hard work there. That's hard work, boy.
Job work.
But she's saying certain things, and I'm saying to her, but along the way, people may have said whatever they said to you, right? You're cute, you're this, you. I remember in high school, people would always say to me, Carrie, you're going to be somebody's mother, you're going to be somebody's wife, you're just wife material. You're wife material. Okay, what does that even mean? You have to figure that out for yourself. Because the wife that I am is not the same way another wife does her thing, right? But if that's what your intention is, then you need to seek the guidance and craft the environment in order to become a wife. It is
so simple, no?
It sounds so simple, but then we get, like I said earlier, we get into this, we as women, I'll speak for my reality as a woman, we get into these distractions about how you're supposed to carry yourself, right? The things we're supposed to wear, the way we're supposed to speak, the kind of men you're supposed to go for, because that represents some sort of whatever. All of these things are thrown at you. And before this age, you must do this. And before that age, you must do that. And if your friend's doing that, you must do that too. It doesn't work that way for everybody. But if you desire a thing, learn and focus and move toward the thing. It may not happen at 23, 33, or 43, but it could happen at 53. And it has. Right? I've seen people in their 60s getting married for the first time. So you have to kind of move. You guys always say you have to move with intent. But you first have to know who you are to a particular level in order to understand what your intent actually is going to be.
Mm-hmm. So, I find it interesting, that clip we just watched. The woman said that men have told her that they loved her, but yet she is unlovable and single.
Right.
You see,
and men also offered to marry her.
Good. So it goes back to your point, Doc. If you want to be a thing, you have to accept being a thing, right? If you want to be a wife, if a man proposes to you, I love you,
right?
Accept it.
Yeah.
But you see, you didn't want that. And I
Right.
find a lot of people, a lot of women too, right? Not a lot. I know some women fall in the trap of looking good and holding out for something better.
Yep. Tamara, Claudia, Vivica, all them, they shot him.
You understand?
Claudia Jordan was a pageant queen.
Yeah.
Back in the
Oh.
Yeah, all of them women were shot in, right? Shoot, Claudia's still up, right? But the problem is the mindset and the mentality, right? Your mindset and your mentality. You want to be a wife? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to be a wife? Right? It is not easy work. And saying, oh, looking pretty, changing outfits every so often, going out and flying out. I think this is not it.
It's not it.
And let's be clear, right? Being a wife is also not cooking and cleaning for a man. You understand? Because I think there are two sides of that coin where people think, oh, being a wife is being subservient to their husband, right? And it's not that. It is that it is routine, it is discipline, it is the mundane. You may have to cook, you may have to tell the maids to cook. The point remains is that you have to be of service in the relationship, in the marriage. A lot of these men are being in service in their relationship and marriage, but women are not being. Derek talked about reciprocation earlier, right? It's not just reciprocation; it's being in service. When you are in a marriage, you are in service to your spouse. Full stop. Bottom line. And what does that include? Go ahead, Doc. No.
I wanted to. So I was recognizing the other day this. I hadn't heard about this before, right? But in small areas, like my mother would say little things about being married. If my mother were alive, my parents would be married now 44 years. August gone would have been 44 years of marriage. And I remember her mentioning little things here and there as I was in my teenage years and then in 20s dating and then in, serious relationships in your 30s. And what was not said was the weight, right? There is a weight to being married. There is a different energy space that you step into. And I think I've said this before on here, that I think when we were talking about Aisha Curry and how she wants people in her DMs, no.
You don't.
People who respect married people are going to fly up in your DMs.
You do not.
Right? You shouldn't want that. You shouldn't want people infiltrating that type of space. Marriage is a very unique space. It's an institution, so much so. That's the word that's used.
Marriage is an institution. That's a fact.
Institution. And so I think to what you're saying earlier is that we get caught up in these, want to fly out here, we want to do this, we want to wear that, but the institution is secure because it is routine.
It is disciplined.
Right? And the institution allows for certain things to be guaranteed because of the routine. What you have to now come to terms with is the weight of that routine, because the weight of cooking and cleaning when you're single is very different than when you're married. And like the girl that was crying in the car, talking about, oh, I have to consider his feelings and I have to report to somebody. Yes, because when you are in this union, what you do is actually on behalf of and in service to. Even when you're going out with your girls, when you go out with your girlfriends and you go out here and you go on your girls' trips and that kind of things, absolutely do that. But you are a wife. You're not just a frivolous little girl on the street now going on girls' trips. You are a wife. And you can enjoy yourself and all those things, but now you are doing certain things, and the energy you walk with is in service of and representative of this union.
Accountability to the union, to the institution.
I don't want you to push from that point yet, because it just sent you all a video from the Daily Wrap-Up crew that is going to support what Dr. Kerry is saying. So let's insert that video in there right now.
Okay.
So that you would just add a little bit more weight to the point that you're not making, right?
Men actually respect marriages. My DMs were extremely dry. Nobody would approach me. But these women, they will throw themselves at a married man like it's nothing. It's like, oh, well, whatever.
I want to say no, because that's usually my go-to. Let's say I'm walking down the street, somebody's trying to talk to me, I don't want to be bothered. That's my first line. I'll say, sorry, I'm married. And the first thing is, well, where's your ring at?
I feel like it's all about how the woman carries herself, right? Because men are only going to approach who they feel are approachable.
One of our iconic episodes where Eli tells a woman to stop messing with a married man.
Is he toxic to me? No. He does what the I want him to do. He's not toxic to me. Is he toxic to his wife and his kids? Absolutely, because he's not being
Why are you dealing with a nigga like that, son?
What can we do with his wife, Eli?
Shay!
It's what the f is you talking about?
How's that not your business, bro?
That's not my business.
It's something about a man that's in a committed relationship that just turns other women on. I think women are very attracted to men that's taken because they want to see why he's taken. Women know that men are in other relationships and will be the aggressive one pursuing that person.
Women,
Listen to me.
women. The interest is the hypergamy. You single.
Listen, that point a while ago. Why is it that single women, go for married men? Now, here is something I observed, and I have observed for a while now with my partner. Going out is an experience. For people who don't know, experience. For people who don't know that he and I were together, much less married, it's like, how that happened? Who are you? How did you get on the scene? And why wasn't I informed? But who are you to be informed? First of all, who are you to be informed? Second of all, bring it back. There is a deeper respect when we're talking about the institution of marriage. It is not something you go gallivanting and telling everybody, oh, hey, this person on the street said, oh, you know, I'm married. Because
you treasure it, you protect it.
You treasure it, exactly. People have ill intentions, even if they don't know that they have ill intentions. And you come and tell them something like, oh, I just had a baby. That's another thing. It's not everybody who can tell you're pregnant and having baby. There's certain things I have come to understand. Energies, right? The energies are important. And just as that girl said a while ago, the way a woman carries herself, men will understand, don't approach her. Don't approach her. She is carrying herself in a way where I can just step to she. I remember even before I was married and going out with girlfriends and guys, it's not, and then any man could say, let me go talk to the girl over there. No, brother, don't do that. Don't do that. And the same thing, if you're a single girl and you don't want a man to talk to you, you're fast to pull and say, oh, I'm married.
I got a man.
Disclaimer, man.
Got to do with me.
Right. People recognize that there's a sanctity and a defense when you are married. Right? There is a protection with marriage. And that protection is based on the routine and you in service of.
And guess what? The single you is going to be the married you, right? So, and we would have said this before on the show, you gotta kind of be a wife before you actually
become a wife. Before you get married.
Before you get married.
Yes.
You gotta start walking.
Stick up in though, Derek. Stick up in. Just like I say to guys, not every woman deserves your time and your energy. As a man, not every man deserves a plate of food being cooked for him. Okay? And some of us women fool our feet and out here cooking and doing all things for this man, that man, this man.
And then when it don't work out well, you swear blind you ain't doing it for nobody else. You do it for your wrong fella.
If you're wrong
and I can say that, Neil, I'm sure you've been in this position. Sometimes we've been the wrong fella.
Yeah.
Somebody real thing and we are really about that.
But Yeah, and that's part of his journey of becoming a husband, recognizing that there were times you were not ready. You were not that person. You were not the husband.
Just wasn't ready, right? And Neil, you touched on it earlier, right? When you said service, you're gonna be serviceable to your partner.
Yes.
And
Yes.
again, shift that word because these times words matter and all that. People start.
Yes.
I don't want nobody nitpick and miss the underlying message that kind of underpinning all this here. So we're gonna shift from service and say you have to provide value to your partner. You have to provide value. You have to be valuable to somebody for them to say, you know what, I can hitch my wagon to this body here. Right?
I want to push back a little bit though. You go ahead though. I can push back a little
Right?
bit.
Unfortunately, too many people are coming into situations where they don't want to provide any value. They want to take, they have taken all they can take. Then they want to move on to somebody else. There are some situations where people don't want to provide the value at all. You must come and give them everything and lord it over them.
I just want to say in the pushback, right? The pushback I want to give is that I still maintain the word should be in service and not of value, because a lot of women conflate being a boss and having their own business and having their own money and being a diva. That is their warped sense of value.
You are spot on. you are spot on.
Interesting.
So all right. Service / value. Let me go down here. Right? You have to be able to provide somebody with something, a service or whatever it is that is valuable to them. You have to give, in a nutshell, in layman terms, you have to give somebody what they want.
So let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you to make sure I'm tracking. So would we say, because in woman language, you're talking about becoming and seasons, and right? So are you saying that service / value would be how we talk about peace and love languages, like gifts and affirmations
as simple as peace and peace for men, right? But let me get a little bit more technical. Let me get into it, right? It may be a situation where, because we talk about cooking and cleaning, right? And I've said on this show before that cooking and cleaning, I try to stay away from that because women it's all you want slave and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
I may not I just clean my house, right? But if you don't clean your house, I just clean your house, right?
Yeah.
So that is not something that I need from her.
Right.
I may just need, and this varies from person to person. So ladies don't take it and think it's a cookie cutter thing. You gotta figure out what the man need and give the man. The man might want you to rub your back on the night. Men like I know a lot of men that like the woman to come and pick the face, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, they got the bumps, that kind of thing. I know a lot of men like that. That might be saying the man need
something he needs.
You know what I mean? The man might just want you to come and rub your foot, rub your back, or something. So at night, he might not need you to cook or clean, because he might be eating elsewhere. Like mother just cook for you or something, and you can't cook the best. But he wants something. You have to provide something that man needs,
and that.
So this is
wrapped up in that false bravado, that and you talking about, and you saying, "Oh, I got a degree, I got a master's, I got my doctorate, I got this, I got next thing."
Right? Yeah.
Man, I care about that things.
It doesn't matter.
I literally don't care about that things because you got your own things. You know what I mean? He does not care about yours. He don't want yours. So that's your value. That's not what you bring to the situation.
So it's complementing. It's a different level of complementing.
Correct. Because let me get the Bible a little bit here now, right? Right. Let me get the Bible a little bit, because when the Bible says that man was not made for woman, but woman was made for man, right? That's Corinthians, something like that, right? 1 Corinthians, I think 11 or something. So anyhow, so the woman was made to complement as a helpmeet. That's back in Genesis now. So you see how in Genesis it gone forward to New Testament in Corinthians. These are things we're talking about, right? So you can't say, oh, he who find a wife find a good thing. And then you want to throw away the part when it say, oh, you're supposed to be a
If you can cite the source, cite the source.
Cite
what I
everything.
mean? Like, if it's a reputable source,
Cite the source.
when they say he who find a wife, it gotta be reputable when they say, but yeah, you decide to be help me. And it's interesting. Let me bring, since we in Genesis, let me talk to the man quick in Genesis. The first thing we supposed to do, because I need to start with the whole time, work by yourself, get yourself together, get in the gym, all them things. Build yourself. The first thing man had was work.
Yes.
Work. The work.
The God put a man here on earth.
Yep.
Then he gave the garden and tell you, work the land. Tend to the garden. That's you. Our job is to work. You will make them after, and most notably, shortly thereafter the fall of man came. But that's another stuff for another time. Let me not get into that. Let's watch clip number 12. Let us watch clip number 12. I save this one for the coup de grace, as we say here on the show. This is Set It Podcast. Like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is the great Leslie Jones.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
I know this clip. I know this.
Show.
Yes. I know this.
Let's get it.
You know, the one area I get so scared in is like, this is weird, but dating. I get really uncomfortable. No, I become an idiot. Like, I'm so comfortable in my skin, and then you go on a date, and I'm like, what the hell did I just say?
Yeah, especially
like,
now, and men.
Are you good? Are you good at it?
I am not good at dating at all because I judge so hard. If you do certain things, I'd be like, I don't like you. If I look at your hand, I'd be like, your hand's too small. No. I don't like the way he grabbed his coffee. No.
Oh my God, I have a friend like you.
I just be like, it'd be certain things I'd be like, yep, no, I don't like you.
Yeah.
No, you don't take baths. No.
You know.
No,
Must have been a musician.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you know, it's just so crazy, especially now. Like, and I'm famous, right? You know, when you get famous and and you're a woman and you're successful, the first thing they think is what? You're gay.
Oh, you know what's so funny? I get that now that I'm single. People
really?
Think, yeah. And I don't really care either way. I'm into men, but I don't really care what people think. But I get that.
I will say it. I love men.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But
so like 2-3 minutes ago, we talked about providing value to somebody. This woman talk about she famous and all that. Men don't care. Men do not care how famous you are. Sorry, the men that she will want do not care how famous you are. Right? So this is not your value. But let's continue watching. Let's go. I don't know if you've seen this clip before.
No, I haven't seen this clip, so that's why I was kind of.
This could get rough, girl. This could get rough.
Because we're going to see, because you know there are certain things that we can look at straight off your back with Leslie Jones, and we could make assumptions as to why she's single. But we can really see now why Leslie's single in the next minute and a half, right? So brace yourself.
I don't love a stupid man. Okay? And I done got to the point in my life where I really want what I want in my life because I have worked so hard for my peace. If you can't be with my peace, you can be with the door.
Yeah.
If you...
Ladies loving it. Clapping hard.
Really, like, I think I've been by myself so long that, like, first of all, I hate the term feminine and masculine energy. I hate that term so much.
I think we have both. Like we all have all of that.
I freaking hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in your masculine area. Well, why don't you get in yours?
Find it. And I think we have both.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of men telling me, oh, well, you know, you hardcore. Yes, I am.
Can you handle it?
Oh, well, what you bringing to the table? I am the table.
Hold on, Doc. Hold on. Hold on tight.
Because I don't understand why you wouldn't want a woman like me. I am successful, I'm rich, I can fight. Like, it's not gonna be you, like if somebody attack us in the parking lot, I'm gonna be like, go get the car while I handle these 3 thugs.
But here's my thing.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing with Leslie Jones, right? I guess I'm so attuned to this thing now. I can tell when somebody is trying to empower themselves and justify their stance and their position in life. So they're talking about dating, and I'm gathering that she is, it feels as though, to me, my opinion, that she is trying to empower herself as she's this great catch, and it is somebody else's fault that she is single, right? Because the men are dumb, or men saying that she is masculine, which is funny, right? Because I am sure if a man was into certain things, you would call him effeminate or in his feminine energy, right? But you hate the term.
She just implied when men tell her about she in a masculine era, she want to know why the men don't get in theirs.
Yeah. So it's just funny. I think, right? I mean, we talking, and I wanted to make this point earlier, but this point is going to be ever present. It comes to accountability, self-accountability, right? And I think the reason why a lot of these women are leaving their relationships or finding marriage hard or not wanting to be in service to someone or whatever is because they can't handle this level of scrutiny and accountability. The first lady said it off the rip. You got to check in. She can't handle that. That's rough scenes, right? Because when you are in a marriage, a committed relationship, you can't just up and decide to leave home.
Do you feel like you gotta
doing? You can't spend the money as you would feel like. Contrary to popular belief, even if you are a millionaire, right? I can't up being a millionaire and got my wife and decide to buy 3 or 4 properties without her knowing. Because she can either find out when they're alive or when they're dead. She can find out. So in my mind, I just find this to be very interesting from the standpoint of your day. As I got a friend of mine that say, your day words ain't matching your night words. Your day words matching words ain't lining up because you want to be a wife, but yet still you're not willing to be a wife, which is accountability, stability.
This is funny, right? Because Neil, Dr. Kerry, there are tall women who in relationships, long-term stable relationships,
marriage.
Right?
Heavy set women, big muscular women.
Shoot, yeah. As you were saying, Neil, there are women who are not, let me use this term, they are not conventionally attractive, right? Who are in committed long-term marriages, relationships, whatever you want to call them. I posit to the 2 of you and the other 700 and whoever people that subscribe to this channel that Leslie's height, her physical appearance, have very little to do with the fact that she is single.
It is her energy, whether you want to call it masculine, whether you want to call it abrasive, whether you want to call it loud. No man wants to deal with that. No man don't want to deal with that. That's a lot because and not only that too, right? But Leslie Jones is also the type of comedian that and as we all know, comedy is rooted in truth, right? There is truth in comedy, right? The pain, the suffering, whatever. But nobody want to deal with having to deal with somebody loud and obnoxious like that all the time. It's all like that to play a part or be that of your comedy. But no man wants to be just regular Mr. And Mr. Your life is a constant, especially when the camera and the mic's up. Like, and you're
it's
right there.
Lot. It's
Here's
a
the
lot.
thing. She's a woman. I said just know she rich. All right, man,
don't care.
She famous.
Don't care.
And then she could fight.
But I posit to you, right? Hold on.
So you try to be men.
Those 3 things, the pseudo value, those 3 things are reasons why I would not, and most men would not be attracted to her.
Exactly.
Because you're rich, so the boy can't tell you nothing. You make you want money, no matter even if I come in with the same level of wealth and fame, it's a competition for you, right? You gotta be on your level. You gotta spend money and have certain mindsets around money and fame like you. Right? I'm on it, put it with that. And if the man is a lesser than in terms of fame and wealth, right? That can be a controversial thing for you, right? Because now you don't want to feel like man mooching or you out and about and doing what you feel like I can't be held to an account because I'm rich and famous. You ain't got it, so I gotta go and get it. So I am not accountable or to you. So I gotta tell you when I'm moving and how I'm moving. And then the whole you willing to fight, that means you looking for fights. if you are like Mike Tyson,
you're dogging.
These men is trained for fighting, so they can't fight because that's their profession. If you out in the streets and use a man as gangbang and do you want, you got them hands, because you never know when it might pop off. So if you can't fight, it means that you are constantly in fights. I don't know. That's
looking to fight.
I don't know. But anyhow, Doc.
Yeah. I was gonna say that it's not hard, right? The way that we
don't
are
say that.
talking
Hold on.
about
Before you continue, Doc, don't say that. It hard as ragged for some of these women.
I'm going to say here it goes. I'm going to say I'm saying it's not hard because there is a intention, as I was saying earlier, and there's also modeling, right? There are ways in which we can observe certain things, and I do agree that I may be coming from a very utopian side of it, given my family structure and who I had to observe. Because there's some things that I see women do, and I'm just like, how does that enter your mind as a woman to do certain things? But so based on how people have been exposed to certain things, observe certain things, and then understand it for themselves, they will say things like, I'm rich, I'm this, and I can fight. Where she came from, those are assets. Right?
Who that's how she describing, Doc? I'm rich, I'm famous, I could fight. Who that sound like to you?
I know it does sound like a boxer.
It sound like Anthony Joshua.
It sounds like a man. Yeah, it sounds like a boxer, a male boxer. I should be more specific. Yes. I don't know. There's like a puzzle that is going on in all the pieces that you pulled tonight, and I'm wondering.
It's not a puzzle.
Because you just said, you know, there's people observing certain stuff. But who we observing today? They're in the family structures to observe. So
well, apart from
listen.
Trying to break their family structures.
Instagram, we observing Twitter, X.
Yeah.
We observing not Facebook no more.
Yeah.
Social media, TikTok.
Consuming social media. So this is what you will see now. And they said the divorce is contagious.
Jesus.
Right? So you'll find, and you alluded to it earlier when you say, you know, it's a fall apart on a thing.
All the fashion thing.
My girlfriend get pregnant, so I get pregnant. My girlfriend left she man, so I left my man too. I hear presented at the top of this show. I presented at the top of the show a whole slew of clips. With me, just walking into the relationship just because.
Yeah.
I can't find.
But listen, when I dipsy doodling this thing, right? At the end of the day, everybody is not built for marriage.
Correct.
And whether where you come from, your circumstances or whatever, because it's funny, right? People that grow up poor in families that nobody ever went to college, never been worth anything, just turn out to be millionaires and just preach their success. Why? Because of the habits they're formed and the discipline they had to get to the level that they want to, right? So if you grow up and come from a place where, there and myself, we came from households where divorce happened, two-parent household, like we grew up in those things, and we were both married. And on top of that too, I pause it because there are some people that grew up in a two-parent household with both parents in the house. You grew up in that, and then you can't get a relationship together to save your life. So it has nothing.
And both parents are still married, and you can't get yourself in there.
It has nothing to do with the environment you come from. It comes from what you are willing to do to achieve the thing that you want. It is as simple as plain as that. The same thing that is we see all of these memes and all these quotes and everything like that. You want success, you gotta go and get it. You want sacrifice to get the body you want, you gotta go and get it. You gotta sacrifice, you gotta do this. It's about mindset shift, it's about energies, all of these terms, all of this, my truth and becoming, and all of these things can always be in service for when you get in a level of success. But you see, when it comes to being held to an account, we're married.
Yes.
No, sir, no. I am sorry to tell you, but people of today, I can put men in this too. Some people today are just not built for it. And a lot of people walking about thinking that they want a husband, they want a wife, they want a committed relationship, they want the body that they want the career that they want the money, success, ever. They just ain't built for it because they're not willing to shift their mindset and do those things. And that includes the three of us sitting on right here. Right? There probably is a reason we have not achieved the level of success we would have wanted, the dreams. It could be several different things, but it comes down to you do not want to do what you have to do to become that. The only difference is that I am not walking about saying, I want to be a pilot. Why nobody don't hire me as a pilot? I want to be a pilot. I wish somebody would hire me as a pilot, but I ain't doing nothing to become a pilot.
Right.
I at the airport a lot, and I step 1 or 2 lessons, but I am not committing myself mentally, like emotionally, spiritually to this dream to become that pilot. So to me, what we are seeing here is that prime example of people saying I want to be a wife, and they're talking it to manifest being a wife, but they're not looking at the back end, the other component of manifestation, which is shifting of mindset and actually executing, right? You want to become a doctor, you're going to learn to be a doctor. You want to go on and start a business, you're going to learn from people that start businesses in the same thing. Last night, me and my wife, we were out again, and we were talking to another married couple. The wife particularly was saying she's in a group chat and none of her friends are married. None of her friends, right? She's the only married person in this chat. And they just somehow cannot get Mr. Right. They cannot find that person. They want to be off the market. They want to be married. They want to be in a community relationship.
I assure you, Mr. Right has probably come and gone.
Come and gone. Right? Come and gone. And instead of you...
Mr. Right, no. Mr.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what the woman says, she just want a nice man, right?
Correct.
So instead of you looking inside, right, and saying, all right, I have tried this thing over and over and over, but I just ain't getting the results I want. Is the fault in me? Is it my mindset shift?
Mindset, energy.
No.
It is easier to double down.
That man hands small. The man don't fight.
It is easier to double down and say, shoot, something wrong with everybody else except me.
And that's that accountability.
It's harder to come and say,
it's me.
And I working out for me. Let me change that. And that goes back to another short we would have done late last year again. When men have standards in dating. Men always get a report card. Always need to improve.
Yep.
You
dare not get out to a woman.
You smoke, smell, stink, can't deal with you. Women don't get that.
No. Hands too small. Leslie Jones herself just said, and I'm glad you said that, because Leslie Jones herself said, a man grab a coffee the wrong way, or he out. My hands too small, he out. But if a man was to say, yeah, you little too loud and braggadocious and out there, oh no. You can't handle my fame.
I assure you that she has never heard any criticism like that in her adulthood.
Oh, I think she has.
She would have heard that stuff coming up.
No. I think I'll posit to you, she has heard it, but she has disregarded it and dismissed it as the problem with the person giving that critique.
No, she would have heard that stuff in general, but from persons who actually been to her, did her.
Oh, okay.
Never said to her.
Right, yes. Okay, I get you.
You're a little too masculine for me, She would have heard that from people she grew up with and thing. Friends around her or whatever, maybe. But people that actually dated her, I doubt very much that anybody's taking it and say, Leslie,
you need to tame it down.
You're a little too low, you're a little too masculine. You're a little too masculine. You're
just tone it down. You ever got good?
This is so bad, but you're not attractive enough to be worth this kind of pressure. We've thought a long time. Interesting, said it, quote unquote, short. We encourage you to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to ensure you don't miss any of the content we got coming for you. We are going to see you guys again very soon. Happy New Year. Peace.
Happy New Year.
It's a contaminated environment. And the tutu's about that.